Hey, how y'all doing, man? Welcome again to the It Factor, man. I'm Jeremy, as always, is your host. And today we have somebody very special, man, as always. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, Ray McelrathBey. I guess for purposes of the show, I'm the I guess the what am I? The movie Safety is based on the story about my life, so I guess that's who I am, amongst all other things that I call myself. But yes.
Got you, man. So first off, man, what led into you wanting to attend the University of Clemson?
Clemson was the first major program to offer me a scholarship, not discount Ball State, which was the first school to offer me a scholarship. Clemson was like the first school in the ACC, SEC. And I went up there for a football camp. They offered me a scholarship on campus. And at the time, I enjoyed, my time on campus. It was fun. I didn't commit at the time. I went back. I actually committed to Auburn first. And then changed my mind about going to Auburn and finally stuck with Clemson just because of the family atmosphere. And at the time, it was Coach Burns was recruiting me. He was a real cool guy. He had a real cool family. Every time I came up there, they made me feel, welcome. And then there were even little kids at the game who knew my name, so it was fun.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing right there. So, like, how was it at the University of Clemson, man? I'm talking about, like, your classes, major, football, and the culture there at the time.
I mean, it's a family culture, nonetheless. As far as classes was concerned, I was a double major in sociology and communications, but I actually only graduated with a degree in sociology because I graduated early. I graduated in 3 years. Far as life on campus as a student athlete is relatively busy, and the fact that I had my brother and being a parent made things a little bit more complicated. But with more things to do, it worked out better for me because structure was always one of the things that I needed most in my life, if nothing else.
Got you, man. And would you say that taking in your brother, like you said, it gave you more structure, but also with taking your brother in, would you say that like prolonged you to say, you know what, I got to finish school and I know I'm gonna play ball, but how did it create that balance for you?
I mean, I was always big on school in a sense. I always knew I wanted to graduate, and that was kind of one of the more important things to me about, going to college, nonetheless. But it was when I tore my ACL my sophomore year that it really became important because until that point, I had never had an injury like that. So a season-ending injury. So one day, I'm one of the fastest guys on the team, and the next day, I can't walk. So
yeah, man, that's a big change. Big change.
Yeah, that opened my eyes up, and then the fact that at the same time I was a parent, and so my brother being there, making me be more responsible, giving me more things to be accountable for, helped me grow up a lot faster.
Got you on that part, man. So like, so in the mission of saying like how you had to question the NCAA going between playing ball and your brother, man, how did that affect you in that time and after that time?
I mean, I was moving so fast at the time that it didn't really phase me as much. Um, it shocked me, but everybody told me just to kind of be calm, don't worry about it, just let kind of things blow over. Because right now, it's nobody knows what to do with it. It's one of those new situations, and so everybody's trying to figure out who's going to pick up the ball and like decide what to do. But the first thing they did was suspend me, which is I guess protocol for people that violate NCAA regulations. And then I was suspended indefinitely for all football activity. I kind of went on life. I still had to go to study hall. I still had to be a parent, so there were things that distract me. I still had to work out. I just couldn't do it with the team. So that went on for about 2-3 weeks, and it finally got cleared up, and I was able to come back to the team and play and all those good things. So it worked out well, but it was an interesting process. It seemed like it went by relatively quickly now, looking back on it. But during that time, it wasn't that fast.
Yeah, anytime you're going through something, it's like slow drag. Like,
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's just life in general. That's even with this COVID now. It's like, man, come on now. What's up? Like, what's next? Every week is something new.
Yeah, everybody wasn't happy as they were to go into 2021 as they were to go into 2020.
Right.
In 2020, it was supposed to be the year. That was up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody like hesitate, like, I don't know, man.
Like 2021, cool.
I'm good on 2020. I'm good on. I know I'm good on 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if it's gonna get worse, man, we good where we at.
You're right. You're right about that, man. So like, how was the process into making your life story into a motion picture? How did that go about?
That was a 14-year process. So that was a bunch of ups and downs, a bunch of waiting, a bunch of days passing. But it initially started back in 06. Gentleman named Mark Chardy got my rights to my story. And I have been rocking with him ever since. You know, every now and again, I signed with like 3 other studios, and they'll get the option. They'll pay me a little bit up front and see if they make the movie. If not, that happens. I get to keep the money. We going about our business. And that happened a couple of times until Disney came along, and it was I was the same way about it because I had waited so long up until this point. So me signing a deal initially, it's not exciting for me. It's like, oh, cool, it's great, all right. But I was at work. I was working for a nonprofit organization called Hopics in Los Angeles, and it's a homeless outreach program. So I'm at work, and I get the email that they're going to actually do the movie. That it was greenlit, as they would call it. And I started crying at work because I'm just excited, tears of joy. And my coworkers think something wrong with me, think I'm losing my mind or whatever. It's just because you hear so many terrible stories at work during the day. It's like sometimes you might end up just breaking down and crying because it's just a terrible situation. But that day I was crying tears of joy, and I mean, that was kind of it. It was from there, it hit the ground running. I'd never imagined it being what it became. Such a millions and millions of dollars spent, but I didn't, I figured it was going to be a camera guy, 2 camera guys, and me. But it turned out to be a great thing. So it was worth the wait, nonetheless.
Right, yeah, man. It's an amazing motion picture, man. I ain't just saying that. Me and my whole family, man, we watched it. Made my mom watch it. Me and my mom actually watched it twice. And she was like, you need to get this young man on his, you need to find this man to get him on your show. And I was sitting there like, okay, mom, I'm gonna try it, and just to bring that to fruition, it shows how blessed we are, man, to even working that, so that's amazing. And also just what you had went through, man, just being honest with you, it's a true inspiration.
Appreciate that.
Story needs to be, heard, things like that, because they never know what athletes go through and people in general, what we go through. Just like you were saying earlier, like at work, man, I know all the calls. Like I'm granted to work from home now, me being a developer, and just the calls I get from back home or getting calls about anything, it's like, it's never always a good call. Like,
no, you don't get those calls. No.
Yeah, nah.
Typically, people ain't calling you, tell you about good news.
Nah, that ain't definitely not happening. Not at work. Even out to work now. So I just think as life goes, it's a preparation of knowing like what can happen. When good things happen, of course we're gonna break down and have a good, like, look, man, I'm gonna have a joyous time knowing what got coming. So I accept that, man. That's what's up. So man, I would say why was it important for your story to be heard?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, I guess that's for others to tell, in a sense. The things that I think are important, a lot of it wasn't covered. The addiction part, the childhood trauma,
Mhm.
the just the complexities of the relationships in my family, and the fact that in the movie we covered one sibling. I have 7,
Right.
and so as far as my story is concerned, I think the parts that I would really want people to hear haven't been told yet.
Got you.
But for what the movie is, it was during a wonderful time in my life. But it inspired people. But I wasn't necessarily at the bottom.
Mhm.
I was at a D1 program. I had a village to help me. I had a family of teammates.
Right.
A bunch of things that the common man can't necessarily hold on to. Like, they don't have that in their life.
Mhm.
And so I think the rest of my story will touch more people because it's more geared towards the common person. I was a kid that grew up in the hood, well before people knew I could ball. It was this is how I survived and the things that I went through to do it. I think those things are probably a lot more inspirational than the things that I did for my brother, because there was a reason I did the things that I did for my brother. It's because it was, what happened to me prior to me going to Clemson.
Mhm.
And so I think if people admire the things that I did when I was there, they should. I think it'll be more inspiring to know where those things came from, like what inspired me to that point.
Right. Right, man. So,
Yeah.
what are you doing now, man?
Ah, man, I'm doing a little bit of everything. Um, I'm doing speaking, nonetheless, virtually at this time. But once COVID is over, hopefully I get out on the road and go to a bunch of schools, churches, and wherever else, organizations, foster homes, and things like that, just to kind of deliver a message of hope, letting know people that it's not as bad as it seems. Um, I have a trucking company, Safety Freight,
Mhm.
26-foot box trucks moving freight state to state, regional, cross country, whatever. Um, do Airbnb um, every now and again. Rent out a couple of places. Um, I invest.
Mhm.
That's one of the more important things that I should. You know what I mean? Believe me, I talk way more about it than I should.
Mhm.
And then I'm relatively new in it. I might even start a YouTube channel or something just to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Definitely support. Definitely will support.
Appreciate that. I'm doing something else. My foundation.
Mhm.
Ray Safety Net Foundation. And I don't know why it was on the back of my mind, because it's been on the front of my mind most recently. I'm doing that. I'm trying to help families. I'm thinking I'm more geared towards families at this current moment.
Mhm.
And think I want to do more of an inpatient type of deal as opposed to an outpatient. So move a family into a home and then kind of work with them almost like a transition house. So as opposed to a foster care, you stick together as a family and then you transition together out of that situation. But that's, my thoughts on that. What else? I think that's it. Scholars Ed. Working with this after school program to do a financial literacy piece
Oh,
and just to kind of help people help themselves
gotcha.
and try to teach a bunch of the stuff that people never tell us about, and hopefully that can help everyone grow and get more self-sufficient and self-efficient and be
Pretty sure
great.
it definitely will, man. That stuff needed, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. The things I didn't know about credit that I wish I did. The things I didn't know about investing that I wish I did. Even 5 years ago, even 5 months ago,
Mhm.
because it hasn't been that long for me. I'm going into my third month, three and a half, something like that. Yeah, third month. And so it's been a wild ride, but it's well worth it.
Mhm. It's amazing, man. That's amazing, bro. Like, so, like, what would you say is your it factor, man? Why you do what you do?
Uh, Trauma.
Mm.
Um, ironically, I could blame a lot of the stuff because a lot of the things that I thought or I contribute to me being who I thought I was,
Mhm.
I'm that way because of the traumas that I went through.
Mm.
Um, I'm a lot more compassionate because I felt pain. I felt all kinds of pain. I've been through a lot. I've been molested. I've been abandoned. I've been, abused. So it's I've been through a bunch of stuff. So
Mhm.
just the pain of experience. Um, because I say that also to say the it factor as far as like it's just the things that I thought were more so the tragic things in my life,
Mhm.
the more life lessons are the more important things in my life. Some of the better things that ever happened to me, because it made me change a bunch of things that um, I thought. I think that are great about me now.
Mhm.
So the fact that I can continue to persevere and push on is because of all the things that I've been through. And so if I'm so even with taking care of my brother, one of the easiest things I could do at the time, or one of the things that settled me was the fact that I had some basic needs already taken care of. Like I knew where I was living at. My housing was already taken care of. I had a meal plan, so food was already taken care of. And so for me, like basic needs, if I can handle the basic needs, everything else is, icing on the cake. So just my it factor is a bunch of bad experiences. uh, Unfortunately. But they shaped me into who I am today, and I'm content with that.
That's
My
amazing.
son, my son loves me, and he don't know nothing about me. So it's cool. Nah, but he does. He actually knows a whole bunch about me. He knows.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. I would say. So, like, do you have any questions for me?
Um, what inspired you to do what you do?
So man, to be honest, I played football growing up. Grew up without a father. Kind of once I got to my college, I was kind of like in the crossroads of saying like what I'm gonna major in. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Always been kind of tech savvy, so I went into computer science. I was struggling to try to look on like line for like help tutoring and stuff like that, and nobody ever looked like me. So
Right,
yeah, so I was looking. I'm like, man, what a black dude, what a black woman at, man? Like, what's going on? So as time went, I was able to successfully finish my degree, and I was in time was like, let me start a show, not only teaching but also just bringing on people in their different professions, so that we can be seen in a different light. I look at it like creating change and changing the narrative of like what's going on in America. So every time you look, like hey, guy's an athlete or he's this or that, and you never ever seeing the, wouldn't say tech savvy guy or a lawyer or a guy like different stuff like that and seeing a different image. So that's why I created the It Factor.
I get it. I get it. And your it factor is
My It Factor is just to promote change in any way, form, fashion, man. Just to see a different future, man. Like, cause a lot of things I seen growing up, it's really wasn't the best things to see. I just want to see the positive side. So it's like a lot of things versus the negative.
okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister and older brother.
Ah, so you're the youngest.
Yeah, baby.
Hmm. So, do you think the stereotypes that go with the youngest kid true?
Hmm?
I say you think the stereotypes that go with the youngest kid are true. Most unlikely to leave home because you're the baby. Like it's, mom treats you the nicest.
Hmm.
Uh, Everybody supposedly protects you.
To be honest, I would say all but staying from home. I actually left. I'm from South Georgia, but I actually went a little farther to go to Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. But I also
Oh,
went to Boston. I left to go to Boston for a year and a half. And I would say that I was okay with leaving from home, but I literally do go home a lot, and I actually say I was protected, actually learned from a lot of the things that I saw my brother and sister do from a younger age. So I would say kind of sheltered on certain things, but not enough of the knowing where I grew up at. Kind of know like I was expected to be like the child. Hey, you gonna go to college? You know, this is gonna happen because this didn't happen this way. So,
So where were you at in South Georgia?
Fort Valley, Georgia.
Oh God, wow. Oh man, you got out of Fort Valley. Wow, that's
Yes,
that's big, man.
yes,
So it's a hard road, boy.
mhm.
Woo.
That's a place. That's a
Yeah,
place, man.
that is a place, boy.
You either staying there building buses or going to jail, man. I tell my
Yeah.
girlfriend that every time we visit, she's like, I didn't. I'm like, look, it done changed a lot. Like you just don't know. You know, and the thing was though, like for me to go to so many places around America now, it's like it's not that different at any place. Like every place has its different areas, things like that. But like
Right.
it's the way you have to look. I feel like once I left, like I was able to be in a STEM program in high school and leave, like and see different things. Like I went to the University of Auburn. I was like, wait a minute, like I can go to this school, man.
Yeah. Whole new world.
Right. So to see that, you know, that's amazing to see that. So also that's other inspiration for creating the show, man. Because people once they see this, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I know that dude, man. Look, I can do that. They could call me or text me, man, or get in touch with me, you know, and those things I feel like I can help somebody out. Versus I didn't have that. Like, I wish I did. I had to be an athlete to get certain things. Like, I know like back in high school, certain things my friends didn't get because they didn't play sports. I did. So it's like, why not just be that voice and say, "Oh, let me look at him on YouTube. Okay, he do that. That's something I want to do." This is how I can.
Right. Makes sense. I need to get into it myself. Give me a camera and a mic.
Might as well, man.
Try to
Don't.
make things all right.
Mhm. I definitely support you, man, and I thank you for the day, bro. Like to be honest, man.
No problem. No problem. What year you came out of Clark?
2019.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Shit, er,
2019, Clark, Atlanta, AUC. I had a little stint at Clark for a moment. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah, I like Clark. But yeah, man, appreciate you having me.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm around for anybody who wants to check out anything. Make sure if you're looking at this, you can go to the website, www.rayraySafetyNet.com. Look what we got going on. I'm looking to inspire others, and I'm trying to put together a network of, dream chasers. Not like I'm Meek Mills or anything, but just a bunch of people trying to do good in the world, nonetheless.
Got you, man. I look forward to working with you, man. You know, actually, I just got my merchandise in, as you see. And I would like to send you a shirt, man. It's like, what is your effect?
Okay, I got you. I rock it.
Shirt, man. Send you a thank you card, bro. I'm start doing that now. And
No problem. No problem.
you just send me or get your agent send me your stuff, and I'll definitely get that to you.
Yeah, I get your information. I'll be in touch. You said you're a web developer anyway. I need some thought processes in that. So yeah, man, that's it.
I definitely help you out, man. You take it easy, bro. Look forward to working with you soon. This will be out in another month or two. I definitely stay in touch though until then.
Okay, cool.